Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, thank you for clicking. Today I'm going to be doing a video that's been requested from quite a few people. It's the metal back button kit. As you can see here, I've got the V1 kit and the V2 kit. The V1 over here, you can see I've got the standard textured grip, but on the V2, I've got the really nice, this is my favourite one at the moment. You can go for two different colours of this. You can either go for the one that's close to white or the black. Obviously, if you've got a black control pad, I'd recommend going with the contrast of the black. The only way that you're going to be able to tell which one of these is if you pop the back cover. You know what? I'm actually going to do it. I'm just going to quickly show you. Purpose of the video. So if I take this off, and then I take this one off. Put them side by side. So this one, if you look up here where the LED lights up, if I can zoom on that, I'll focus. If you look up there, that's what this one looks like on the V1. And on the V2, you can see it's red. So this one is the better one, better made. The paddles as well are the V3s on this one. You can tell by the move round. On the previous video that I'd done, I was showing you the difference with the paddle because they've done three versions of the paddles themselves, the 1, 2 and the 3. And these ones, the third, go kind of the bend round a little bit. I think the metal ones, what I've got here, I'll be able to show you a little bit better. So that was just showing you this. The way I'm going to do this is a little bit different to the way I normally do it. If you have watched the previous videos, when you install the back buttons, you've got to remove the ribbon cable from the left and the right hand side and replace them. I think the purpose of them is if you want to remap, say, your back right button to, say, R1 or something like that. But I only want to use X and circle. If you're like me, if you only want to use the symbol buttons, this method might actually work. We're going to find out at the end of the video if it does work. So I'm not going to put them sides in. I'm just going to fit the kit without them, try it, and if it does work, there's no need to put them side ones in. The same thing I'm always going to do, we're going to get this, I'm going to move these out of the way. This pad's a standard pad, by the way. This is the one that I'm using for the video, but I'll just move all these to the side and I'll just show you what you get inside the box of these. As always, you get your little spare screws, your screwdriver and your prying tool. And this one is the black one. You can see there we've got that lovely textured. I'll focus a little bit better on that. You can see there. This is, like I say, it's really grippy. It feels really nice. This is my favourite one at the moment. And this is really nicely presented. It comes in this little holder. You can see there. The black kind of looks more like a titanium black. If you can see there, it's like a satin sort of titanium. But this is the black kit. But I'm going to be fitting the white one today. So I'll tell you what, I'm not going to put that back in. I'm just going to move these, move these all to the side. And we'll focus on the other colour one. So this is the white one. You get exactly the same in both kits. Oh, that one isn't sealed, so I've lost a couple of screws there. Never mind. I'll joys of making videos. I'll move that to the side. And this is the white one. So you can see there how grippy that is. Like I say, it's exactly the same as the one I've got here, and this is my favourite. Again, nicely presented. And these buttons are like a sort of silver colour. They're not quite chrome, they're just silver. If you're wondering why that one is black, it's because it's hidden, because you hide that one behind there. If I can get these buttons out. So I can get these buttons out, and I'll turn that this way. This one's K1, I don't know if you can see there. But on the plastic, no, actually they're a little bit different to the plastic ones. On the plastic ones, you get the little extra piece, it's either on this side or that side, you get the extra piece of plastic. But obviously with this being metal, I don't know if you can hear that, but you know what, I'll probably best tapping these together. So these, I don't think they'll ever snap unless you're the Incredible Hulk or something like that. So obviously you're getting them two paddles. You're getting the back bit, what goes on. And then this plastic bit is the bit that hides behind there. Obviously you're never going to see this black bit. That's why that isn't the same colour as these. So I'll put that over there. As with all eXtremerate products, you get a 1-year warranty. But if you have had the previous version, version 1, and your paddles have snapped, just drop them a message on Twitter and they'll help you out straight away because the customer service is perfect. So inside here, what you get is your newer board, which is this one. It's kind of like a reddish colour. This is only if you want to solder for L3 and R3. And then this is the bit that connects to the main board, so you sandwich it together. That little bit is just for your LED. This is just a clear bit for your light to come on. And then this is for your touchpad if you want to remap that. And then inside here, because you've got two different versions of the pads, you've got a BDM 010 and a 020. So I always like to call one a 10 and one a 20. And these are your two little ribbon cables that you've got. And you can see on here, it tells you where to cut for your 10, your 10, your 20 and your 20. But like I said at the start of the video, I'm not going to fit these. I'm going to try without these. And hopefully, fingers crossed, that it actually works. So if you give us a minute to tidy everything up, and then we're just going to go straight to the little install. That's me organised. I'm all ready to go. So the first thing that you want to do is remove this black part. Now the way you want to do that is grab your prying tool. And inside here, there's tiny little gaps that you can just put this in. Just press down, and then that side lifts off just like that. And then the same over this side, just push that in. But there might be better going on a different angle. So round here, just like that. Press it in. And then if it doesn't come out down here, just get this and just run it along. And then just move left and right a little bit. You'll hear when it comes out. And then that's it, removed. So all you want to do is just really lift this up like so. Put that to one side. Now you want to remove your L1 and your R1. The way you want to do this is, again, grab your prying tool, just put it underneath the button and just twist left and right. I'm keeping my finger on the top so it doesn't fly off. And then just put that to one side. And then the same with this one, just put it underneath. Make sure you're putting it on this angle. I don't know if you can see there, but the prying tool is going underneath on that angle. And like I say, I'm going left and right, and then that just releases it. Finger on top, remove that. Now you've got 4 screws. You've got 2 on the top here, and you've got 2 on the bottom. So I'm going to use the screwdriver provided, and I'm going to quickly take these out. Once all 4 of them screws are removed, what you want to do now is focus on the bottom here. You've got 2 tiny little tabs. So if you work from this side, get your prying tool again, and the tabs here, put this underneath, and again, just wiggle it a little bit left and right. But with your finger, try and push this down a little bit, if that makes sense, just so you've got a little bit leverage on it. So I'm just doing that one, doing that one. You might have to do this a few times, but it will release them. This is a new pad. I haven't actually used this one, so it's probably a little bit more difficult than the previous ones that I've had, but it will eventually come off. You know what? It doesn't actually want to come off. Why is it not? Why is this not wanting to come off? Is it off? Oh, it's already off. I didn't realize. What an idiot I am. That was already off. So once that is off, all you want to do is just put the prying tool in here and just work around a little bit, just like that. And then once that's cracked, that's released. You just want to grab them and just take them apart like that. And then this bit you're done with. You can just put this in the box to just save some room. Next thing what you want to do is remove the battery. The way I like to do it is put my finger down here, lift this up, and then when you're removing this, try and actually pull from the little white bit, the connection, just so you don't pull the wires out. But once you do, that just comes straight out. Put this to one side as well, so you're a little bit organized. And there's a screw down here that you're going to remove. When you do remove that screw, I always like to leave it in. Now here, this little bit, all you want to do, if I can come a little bit closer, is just lift that up. A few people have had issues where this has come off, but if it does come off, just look at it. That's what it does look like. It just pushes back on. It's easy enough. I'm going to remove the battery tray. Put this to one side. And then now what you want to do is, you've got a few ribbon cables. You've got this one on the left, which I'm going to remove. So that one just pulls straight out. You've got the one on the right. Remove that one. And then you've got a little one down here. And then the top one is the awkward one. This one up here. Try without any tweezers. That one's out. There you go. So that one's out. Didn't use any tweezers. The next bit what you want to do is on the right hand side and the left hand side, there's 2 tiny little tabs. I don't know if you can, I'm going to focus a little bit for you. That one here, say there on the left, you're just pushing that one in. And then on the right, I don't think you'll be able to see the one on the right as it's hidden behind the connection for the battery. But if I push this in, and then I push that one in, come on. There we go. And then the board lifts up. So if I just gently lift this board up, move this out the way, and then that comes up like that. So what I'm going to do next is grab this piece, and you want to put it in this way. So make sure it's that way. It's not that way, it's this way. And all you're going to do is down here, there's two little nipples that you're going to put it on. Put that over the back there. And then hopefully this goes straight on. You can always tell when I'm focusing because I stopped talking. So that's on there, you can see. And then these ribbon cables, just make sure they don't get stuck behind here. But the main one is the one on the bottom. So I'm just going to move that ribbon cable around there. And then I'm going to put my screwdriver in here. And I'm just going to pull this ribbon cable out. So I know them ones are good. But this one on the bottom, see there? On the very bottom there? With there. So awkward to try and hold this up. Normally I'd put this down here, but you won't be able to see very well. So this little ribbon here, I'm just going to gently feed it round like so. And then I'm going to push the board down. And there we go. That bit's done. Make sure that's pulled round. Yeah, that looks good to me. And then I'm just going to fit these again. So this one on the right, I'm just going to line up. Make sure it is lined up. If it doesn't push in properly, it's obviously not lined up. So just give it another shot. The one on the left. There you go, that one's in. And then this one on the very bottom. That one's in. If this does come out, which mine has, I'm going to focus and show you a little bit better. So this, if this bit comes out, it just pushes back into the left hand side. Just go from left to right. There we go, and that's what that should look like. If you can't see that there, like I say, it just pushes in. It's nothing to worry about. And then the last one is this one on the top. See the one on the top? The good thing about this, it's got a little line on it, so when you press that down, it goes with the line. And then just double check everything. Make sure that one's in properly over there. And then make sure that one's in properly over there, which it is. So that part is all done. And that's what that should look like. That's what this part should look like. So next, I'm going to put this down here and we're going to focus on the back. So the first thing that you'll want to do is line this up. Now you've got two different size screws. You've got the really skinny screws, and then you've got the normal size screws. The normal size screws, what you get in the bag, are to fit this on. So you're going to put them screws in the back here, and this is going to do the holder. And then when you put this one in, you need the really skinny screws. So the normal size screws, hold on 2 seconds. So the normal size screws are these ones on the left, and then the skinny ones are the ones on the right. If I can focus a little bit better on that. So this is the two. You need 2 of these and you need 4 of these. So I'm going to quickly grab 4 of them and 2 of them and just put them down here. Right, so I've got me 4 normal ones and I've got me 2 skinny ones. So this back piece, I'm going to line up like that. That's what that should look like. And then I'm just going to put these screws inside here just to hold this. Once all them are in place, that's what it should look like. There we have it. And then the next thing, what I'm going to do is come back to this. Make sure you've still got that screw in there. And then I'm just going to place this back where I got it. But this little ribbon cable, just lift it up gently. And just make sure it goes round there, like that. And then just press that down so it goes in place. Now this little ribbon just literally goes under. So I'm going to lift it up a tiny little bit. Like I say, a few people have had issues where this comes out, but if it does, the plastic bit, don't worry, it'll just go straight back in. And then just press that down, and then that's what it should look like. If I can focus again, that's what that should look like. And then this little screw, just put that back in. Now your battery, to connect that is just the way that you disconnected it. Literally just put the connection point in and press it down, and then the cable just goes underneath there, and then that just presses down and that snaps into place. And then this, what you want to do is peel the plastic bit off on the back here. You've got to, if I can get it off, peel the plastic bit and then just put this on top of the battery. It doesn't have to be perfectly lined up or anything, just put it in like that. So that's what that should look like. And then the next thing, what we're going to do is, there's a hole on the back here. We're going to feed this ribbon cable through the hole. So that's fed through like that. If you can't see, there you go. That's what that should look like. So you're just feeding that through. Next thing is the paddles. So I'm going to grab K1, and then all I'm going to do is just put that rod through here. And then on the back here, line this up and press it down. Is that in? No. That's in. Same with K2. I'm going to put the little rod through the button on about that angle, and then I'm just going to put it on top of here. Focus again. You see there, if I push that rod a little bit higher up there, now it goes, because if it's too far down, it'll catch on the little circle bit on the bottom. So I'm just going to press that down, press that one down, and then they're in place. Next thing what you want to do is grab this little board, and on here you've got a little latch. You're just going to lift that up so the latch is lifted up, and then we're going to push this ribbon cable into the latch. So if I can go there, zoom in a little bit for you. So this ribbon cable here, we're just going to push it into here, and then we're just going to push the latch down. That latch is down, and then if I take that apart, hopefully you can't see what I'm doing here. Take that apart, and then this just goes like that. And then what I'm going to do next is the two little tiny skinny screws, what I mentioned, I'm going to put them on the left and the right. Right, them screws are in place. I had to move the camera there a little bit because it's dead awkward to put these down. It's going to be easier if you hold these when you're putting them screws in. Now the next thing what you want to do is grab the back piece, and then this little bit that I mentioned just literally goes inside here, and then just press it down on the two little holes, and that'll go into place like so. And then the last bit is this piece. You want to put this piece in here. This is to remap. This is your remap button, but you can do it manually if you want. Now the way I always fit this kit is I do it from underneath. I'm just going to put this down here. I'm going to sandwich everything together. Make sure that cable isn't snagged or anything, the ribbon cable, and then just put this back on top of here. Is everything in place? Yeah, everything's in place. Now the way I like to do this is underneath. As I've mentioned in quite a few videos, I always do this from underneath. So this bit, I'm just going to go top to bottom. So if I can line this up. There, I've got it. It's going underneath and snap. And then just press that button. Just make sure it works. Your paddles, they feel totally different to the other ones. I'm gonna obviously try these out to see which ones I prefer, but that's what they sound like. And that's what these sound like. I don't know if they sound a little bit sort of quieter because they're obviously more sturdy and these are plastic, but that's the click on them. And that's the click on them. The next thing what you're gonna, just got a screw there. Next thing what you're gonna do is put your screws back together. So as I mentioned, you've got the ones on the top, the ones on the bottom. So I'm going to quickly put them in, and then we'll just finish off the rest of the video. All them screws are in. The next thing that you're going to do is put your L1 and R1 back in. So this one is L1. All you do is just line it up, press it down, and just make sure that works. And the same with the R1. Press it down, make sure that works. A thing that I should have said before you put these screws in is press your PlayStation button. Just make sure it lights up, because a few people have had issues where it hasn't been lighting up and it ends up just being the battery connection. So maybe do that before you put the screws in. The next thing, or the last thing, is just to put this in. So all you're going to do with this is just simply push it up. And then the bit on the bottom here, that should just snap into place. And then this over here just goes round, and then just work your finger around. Same with this side, and that's what it looks like. Then back buttons, you know, I'm going to be honest, I think I prefer the plastic ones. I really do. I'm going to have to give them a try, because obviously I haven't even played a game with them. What I'm going to do now is just make sure my theory has worked. Like I say, I didn't put them side ribbon cables in. All I'm going to do is remap. My back right is my jump, and my back left is my circle, so it's my slide. I'm going to quickly try that out, and I'll be back in a minute. I'm back, and after a little bit of a testing, I just couldn't get it to work. It looks like you have to have the ribbon cables in, so I quickly took the pad apart and put the ribbons in. If you want to know how to do that, I'll leave some links in the description, because I've got about 2 or 3 videos on the full process of this anyways. But the purpose of this video was just to see if I could get away without putting them in. When I was trying to put it into remap mode here, you just hold this button for about 5 or 6 seconds. The red light lights up there, and then you can set whatever button you want. So say I wanted X to this one, I'd hold it, that'll flash. Once you've set it, you just hold it again for 5 or 6 seconds, and it'll turn off, and they'll be saved forever. The back buttons, I don't know, I still think I prefer these plastic ones. I'm going to have a play about with them, see if I can get a win on Rebirth before it ends, because I know the new map is coming out. If you get stuck with anything, as always, drop us a message and I'll get straight back to you. But I'm going to leave some video play on the end. Hope you enjoy the rest of it.
Is that the team?
Go for it.
Oh, one left.
That's good one.
Yes, move it. You say something. Move it around, move it. You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. You're in the top 5, but don't get comfortable.
Get back in
You've
there.
got gas moving in. Enemy dropping
3
into
left,
the
3
AO.
solos, I think.
One flying in.
All remaining enemies eliminated.
Yes.
Smashing.
GG, guys.